Hey y'all, how's it going? I am Joy. That is Steve. I almost said that's John because I'm recording Soul Link tomorrow. This is
God,
this is take 3 of the Pickums podcast intro, where everything that can go wrong has. So,
everything goes to
beep. Yes, indeed. So this is week 14 of the Pickums podcast. Week 13 was Thanksgiving week, as Steve put it. We have what again, Steve?
We have a Thanksgiving hangover here.
Thanksgiving hangover, indeed. So Steve and I both went 14-2,
Mhm.
which definitely shook up the standings, and I'm so excited for you to hear what you did, Steve. It is amazing.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing.
we have myself in first with 128.67. SDS has 125.70 in second place, and in third, tied for third, is Draz and Steve with 122.73.
Oh boy.
Steve leapfrogged so many people. I am so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by Beegers at 121.74, then John 119.76. Rev has leapfrogged some folks as well with 114.81. Savage Owl is one behind him, 113.82. Buff has 108.87. Papa Agron has 106.89. And Troll is at 75.120.
Mm-hmm. Fun, fun, fun.
Fun. Very, very fun. So, it was really hard to decide what we wanted to do with the recap that we have,
Mm-hmm.
but we do agree on a few things. So for game of the week, we have the Lions and Bears game.
Oh boy, that was a fun finish there.
It really was. Well, it was fun for me and heartbreaking for the Bears fans, which is fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really good game, surprisingly, with a lot of back and forth that my
Sure.
anxiety did not appreciate.
Yeah,
But
especially that last second finish there.
right,
That
yeah,
that pretty much ended the coaching career of Brian Eberflus.
yeah. Matty Reflus not calling timeout when you could clearly see that your team wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing. You should have called timeout. You definitely,
Mm-hmm.
definitely should have called him out. And that is what cost Nathaniel Hackett his job in Denver. So it kind of makes sense that you would have those kinds of pure
Mm-hmm.
coaching failures leading to
Yeah.
being fired mid-season, although that was the first time that the Bears ever did that. So
Mm-hmm.
as it was well deserved, it was also kind of surprising as well.
Yeah.
For shock of the week, we have the Panthers taking Tampa into overtime and nearly pulling off a crazy and rather hilarious upset in my opinion.
True. That was a bit of a head scratcher for me.
Yeah, I'm
Hey, Dino.
really yeah, hi Dino. He's ready for bed now.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark, everybody's getting ready for settling in for the night, and Dino's like, me too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I do think that Bryce Young is kind of playing a lot better now that he came off the bench finally. So he kind of was able to sit
True.
back and learn how to do some things. All right, now for regret of the week. My regret is trusting the Bengals off of the bye and thinking that they were ever going to get off the schneid and actually win a game.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, that was a very good back and forth game. Like it was really good offense on both sides. I feel really bad for Joe Burrow. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's all going to happen with that team in the offseason, but that was definitely my regret not trusting the Steelers.
True. For my regret of the week, there, it's obviously putting my trust in the Patriots there, even though it was a close back and forth game there.
Yeah, that field goal at the end was so close to going in. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
realize how close it actually was.
Mm-hmm. True.
Heartbreaking.
True. And the Colts going for two instead of going for the tie there was daring risk for them, and apparently it paid off for them.
Yeah, yeah, it actually worked for a change. Like typically going for two doesn't seem to work very well
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times, and so the fact that the Colts were able to pull that off, kudos to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a team that doesn't tend to pull things off would be the Cardinals, and that is why they are my disappointment of the week for a second week in a row.
Absolutely.
Whoever their math guy is on staff needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were up by 3,
Yeah.
and they were on the Vikings 4 or 5 yard line. Rather than going for it and trying to actually put the game away, they decided to take the points and only go up by 6. Now, for you mathematicians out there, a touchdown with an extra point is 7, which means being ahead by 6 or 3, a touchdown and an extra point would have beaten you anyway. So why wouldn't you try to at least back them up, even if you don't get it, and go for it on 4th down? And if you don't get it, you're forcing the Vikings to come out of their own end zone pretty much, and trusting your defense, who'd been playing fairly well that entire game. You would have had to force them to go the length of the field instead of, I don't know, 40 yards or 50 yards. You know, so that was the biggest collapse in judgment that I have ever seen, and that's why they are my disappointment. Now, I am glad that you got that game right, but I am incredibly disappointed in them as a team from last week.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yep. So now, with that out of the way, we can jump on into week 14, where we have a doozy of bye teams.
Yeah,
So
a 6-pack of them there.
We
We
do.
have Baltimore Ravens there. Apologies to our friend Beagers there for their huge loss against the Eagles.
Yeah, the good news is he's seen that coming. So
True. And of course, the Denver Broncos coming off that huge win Monday night against the Browns there.
that was such a good game. Honestly, that was another candidate for game of the week. Me.
Yeah. And the Houston Texans there, even though they win there, they the huge disappointment is that their defensive player they're intentionally hurting Trevor Lawrence there. He shouldn't have just got 3 games. I think he should be suspended for the rest of the season.
I mean, to be fair, that kind of is the rest of the season because it's week 14 and they're bye, so his suspension kicks in week 15, and there's only 18 weeks, so he's essentially going to be gone the rest of the season. It was definitely a bad hit. I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence about it because Trevor Lawrence was clearly giving himself up, but at the same time, it's really hard to stop your momentum if you're a defensive player from hitting him. So it's, I see both sides, but.
Sure. Yeah. And then we have the Indianapolis Colts, as we discussed earlier, coming off their huge win against the Patriots there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Patriots are also on the bye as well there.
Right. That's so nice that both of them get a break after the same matchup. That's nice.
True. And of course, the last team on the bye is the Washington Commanders coming out their huge win there against the Titans.
With freaking Jaden Daniels actually doing well.
Yeah.
I love it.
Never letting this go there.
Yeah. I love how that became your thing. I'm such a fan of that.
The Hail Mary pass.
Yep. He's just always going to be freaking Jaden Daniels, and I'm here for it. Oh, man. All right. So now we can head on into our 13-game slate for week 14 if you are ready.
Ready to go.
All right. So first we have the Lions and the Packers both playing on Thursday again. 1 week after already having a Thursday game. So it's kind of funky scheduling, but we'll see. So Detroit hosting the Packers.
Yeah, this is a huge divisional rivalry game there.
Yeah, there's so much at stake in this game. There really is. And I'm kind of terrified of this game because I don't feel good about it.
Me too there, because I'm scared if I get... I'm scared of getting this pick wrong there either way.
Me too.
Yeah, because of course the Packers with Jordan Love there and their offense there can be dangerous there, as we saw last week against the Dolphins there.
Yeah, yeah. They're, once they start actually clicking, they can be very good. What concerns me the most is the Lions' injuries. They have so many injuries that just keep piling up. Taylor Decker's not going to play on the offensive line, and DJ Reader on the defensive line is not going to play. So they're like basically dealing with scrubs. They're having a bunch of practice squads out there trying to put together some semblance of a defense, which is not good when you're going to face Packers and more than likely the officiating crew as well.
True.
So it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
But
obviously the Lions barely scraped by the Bears there. That was a huge scare.
yeah, I am very surprised that it was as close as it was, but at the same time, not, because it's a division game and they are very scrappy. Like I can't stand the Bears. Everybody knows that, but I won't deny that they are a bit of a scrappy team. Like they tend to hang around when they shouldn't be. Like by all accounts, they should have been 7-4 at one point, not 4-7. So
Exactly.
I would be concerned that they have a new coach now, which would kind of help give them a little extra momentum going into the rest of our pickems here. So
Yeah.
I don't know. The Lions are concerning. So what do you think?
I think I'm going to go with my specialty there on this one, the 3-point or less rule. And I'm going to go with the Lions at home, barely scraping by the Packers.
I actually agree with you against my better judgment, and here's why.
Okay.
I wanted to take Green Bay because I truly believe that there's going to be some kind of shenanigans, some chicanery that happens in this game that gives them the W. But then I thought about it and I'm like, I'm only 3 games ahead of SDS in the standings. I know that he's going to take Detroit. Like, when I was making my picks, this was before all the other picks had come in yet. So I was making my picks before I messaged people to get theirs. And I was kind of future casting, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure that Draz is going to go with his Packers, which means SDS is going to be splitting with him and go with my Lions. I can't afford to split that game with him and be wrong, because I have a very slim lead. So I'm playing the splits, and I'm trying to predict what other people are going to do. And for that reason, I agree with you, and I took Detroit. If Detroit does lose when I knew that they were going to, that will end up being my regret.
Sure.
All right, next up, we are continuing on with the division battles. We have Jacksonville and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Mac Jones versus Will Levis. What a matchup.
Exactly there. These are 2 teams pretty much won't make the playoffs there.
Oh, not a chance.
Yeah. It was real sad there what happened to Trevor Lawrence there, in my opinion there.
Yeah, it really was. It because he'd just come back from like a shoulder injury, right? So
yeah. Now he has a concussion there, and that might affect him later in life there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we learned that with Tua as well. So
exactly.
And then the Titans were, themselves last week, but again, they were facing like a bit of a juggernaut, like a tiny juggernaut.
True.
But what's funny is like Will Levis is actually not playing horribly. Now it's their defense. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So for me, there, I'm going to go with the Titans to beat the Jags at home.
I'm in agreement with you. I do think that this one could easily go Jacksonville, but I'm going to go ahead and trust in Tennessee because I do like Tennessee's offense a lot more. I just hope that their defense can show up.
Yeah.
All right, next. Basically a no-brainer here. We have the Dolphins hosting the Jets. Do we really have to discuss it much?
No, I mean, the Jets are a mess right now.
They really are. And they're going to continue to be if they keep listening to so and so.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, who still blames everybody but himself for the failures of his team.
True.
That's not a leader, my guy. You are the crux of all of the issues, and you just can't see it or accept it.
Yeah.
Grr.
Yeah.
Dolphins win.
Obviously.
Next is a game that I'm very interested in, but also kind of nervous about. We have the Falcons going to Minnesota. It's the
Yeah.
Cousins game.
Yeah, exactly there. Imagine who knows what kind of reaction Kirk Cousins will get when he steps on the field there.
Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and Buff, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't really think there's a lot of ill will towards Kirk Cousins for not being on the Vikings because I think they were ready to move on from him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's a lot of hate towards that. So having there be some kind of revenge game doesn't really feel
True.
like that's a thing.
Yeah. And obviously Vikings they barely scraped by the Arizona Cardinals there.
They only beat Arizona because Arizona is stupid and they don't know math.
True.
I'm never going to forget that game this entire season. That
True.
is why I have Arizona not doing well.
True.
They're dumb.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to go with the Vikings at home, scraping by the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to go with my specialty on this one.
All right, we finally have a split. I was wondering if it was going to come. I'm going
Okay.
to go ahead and trust Atlanta. I didn't last
Okay.
week, and for good reason, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to trust Atlanta and hope that Kirk can throw less interceptions this
Yeah.
week.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So let's hope that they can actually get their offense together.
Sure.
All right. Next, we have the Saints and the Giants, who listened to me and actually looked a lot better with Drew Lock under center.
True. They did okay there, but still lost to the Cowboys there.
Right. Well, I mean, and not only that, but that last touchdown was kind of pity points, in my opinion, because they
Yeah.
were down 27-13, if I'm not mistaken, and then Drew
Yeah.
Lock got a touchdown to make it 27-20, so it didn't look quite as bad on paper,
Sure.
but it was still pretty bad.
Yeah. I remember there. I showed you a little meme there about the next Giants quarterback there in
Yeah,
2025 there.
you did. I really hope that they don't, for my sanity. Please don't. I don't want to see him ruin another New York team. Especially when they have Drew Lock, who is a quarterback that I actually kind of like. Like, for me, Drew Lock is Zach Wilson with more pocket presence.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, less of a cannon for an arm, but like that QB who, if developed properly, could have been a star.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for Zach Wilson. New York owes him an apology. I seen the tweet
Yeah.
about that online.
Yeah.
New York owes him an apology. The Jets
Yeah.
were better under him than they are with Aaron Rodgers, and they rode him out of town.
Sure.
So hopefully Drew Lock doesn't suffer the same fate.
Yeah. And obviously, I don't know what happened with the Saints last week against the Rams there.
I don't know. I mean, it was a one-score game,
Mm-hmm.
so it was just pretty much just their defense just couldn't stop Stafford because they were
Sure.
able to, put up
Yeah.
some decent
That
points, but
and they lost Taysom Hill for the rest of the
right,
season.
yeah, I heard that Taysom Hill is down for the year, so
Yeah.
that's definitely going to hurt them.
True. Sad.
It is.
Yeah. For me, there, I'm going to go with the Saints on the road to beat the Giants.
Yeah, win it for Hill.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But also at the same time, I'm kind of doing like what I usually do with Detroit for the Giants because like if Drew Lock still starts, I would love for him to get a win,
Mm-hmm.
even if it has to come against the Saints, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So hoping for the Giants, taking the Saints.
Yeah.
Next up, I'm hoping for an upset, but it ain't gonna happen. We have the Panthers and the Eagles. There's
No,
no way. There's
highly
no way, right?
unlikely there. I mean, Saquon Barkley was on fire last week against the Ravens, obviously.
Yeah, he is such like a lightning in a bottle.
True,
It's ridiculous, and their offense is very, very scary to face.
true. That's why I on the first week there I picked the Eagles there to be in the Super Bowl there.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I don't really think that you're wrong after looking at the slate and
Mhm.
looking at how damaged the 49ers became.
Yeah,
They got broken like halfway through the season. They were just broke.
yeah. But here's the scary thing for you there. I
Mm,
think they might catch the Lions there in the number one seed if they're not careful.
yeah, I think I seen a thing where to get the number one seed, the Lions are forced to win out,
Hmm.
where Philadelphia can just kind of rely on some luck here and there. But the
True,
Lions have to earn the number one seed if they want it. Now, I mean, the
true,
same way with Philadelphia as well, but I think Philadelphia's schedule is a little bit easier, because of
true.
course it is, than Detroit's. So
Yeah,
they could easily jump the Lions and get the number one seed.
true. Yeah. For me, this one's a no-brainer. I'm taking the Eagles at home to slaughter the Panthers.
Unfortunately, I agree, and I actually agree with you on the Slaughterfest as well.
Hmm.
Um, I know that Carolina kept it close with Tampa, but it's Tampa, not
Yeah,
Philadelphia. Big difference.
yeah,
So, well, I mean, we'll see. If they can keep it close, then that'd be hilarious, but
true,
I think it was just some division game shenanigans that was going on.
true.
All right, so, well, speaking of division game shenanigans, we have a rematch. We have the Browns and the Steelers.
Yeah. I I'm surprised there with the Browns there on Monday night. There, they made it close against the Broncos there, and almost came back there, but luckily the Broncos defense there held them held them off there.
Right, yeah. Like, honestly, the fact that Jameis Winston threw two pick sixes and they
Hmm.
were still within striking distance for most of that game,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I mean, if he could just stop turning the ball over,
Hmm.
they could actually, be something. And I
Exactly.
believe they beat the Steelers earlier on in the season, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so what do you say for this game? Do you think that the Browns are going to get the sweep, or do you think the Steelers are going to continue to ride this weird momentum that they're on?
Yeah, I suspect there the Steelers will ride the momentum there. But if Baltimore's not careful there, Steelers might catch him for the division there.
Honestly, I would love for the Steelers to win the division,
Hmm.
just for TJ Watt alone, but
True.
also to kind of like
But,
have a weird two
yeah,
QB system actually working.
yeah. But I'm scared to say it in front of Beegers, though.
I will take his violent outburst for the both of us. It's fine.
Yeah,
He
get
can,
ready for the comments below there.
yeah, he can go ahead and yell at me in the comments on Discord. Blue Sky, he and I both have a Blue Sky now, so he can yell at me anywhere he wants. It's fine.
True.
Um, I I like Baltimore because they have Derrick Henry. I don't know
Hmm.
what's going on with Justin Tucker, but I'm
Yeah,
scared. And
yeah,
I like Pittsburgh because they have Watt.
true.
So I will fight you for Watt.
Okay,
So that being said, we're gonna both agree and take the Steelers then.
obviously.
All right, awesome. And then moving on, we have the aforementioned Bucks, who were very, very close to being upset by the Panthers in hilarious fashion,
Hmm.
hosting the Raiders with a chance to do it again.
True. Obviously, they're the Raiders made it close against the Chiefs there, except for that last second call there.
Yeah,
Very
they
late to
were
the rest.
they were unprepared. The coaches were unprepared. And the referees again saving the day. Um,
Yeah.
Let me see, how did that go? It was originally a false start
Hmm.
with a fumble recovery or something like that by the Chiefs. that would have
Mm-hmm.
been negated, but then they changed it to an illegal formation instead,
Yeah.
which allowed the Chiefs to actually keep possession of the fumble recovery.
Yeah.
So they changing the rules on the fly, as only officiating can do.
True.
So sad.
Yeah, exactly there.
I don't think that's going to happen in this game though, because it's
Oh,
Tampa and the Raiders, so
true.
it should be
True.
more above board.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, Baker's the better quarterback than Aiden O'Connell.
Is Aiden O'Connell the starter for this week?
I think so. I'm not. Don't quote me on it.
I will quote Google on it. Let me go and look that up real quick. Why are you taking me to the NFL draft? He's already in the NFL. Sports Illustrated, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
No QB in NFL draft is as pro ready as Aiden O'Connell 1 day ago. Well, I should hope so. He's the Raiders quarterback.
Sure.
Like, I should hope he's pro ready.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have no idea. He's addressing media, so let's just assume that he's going to go ahead and play. I don't know what they're talking about, but
Yeah. Okay.
weirdness.
If we're wrong, we apologize.
Right, yeah. Y'all can let me know who's actually starting. Is it Desmond Ritter or is it Aiden O'Connell?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure. Sure. For me, this one's a no-brainer. I'm going to take Tampa to home to beat the Raiders.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to ahead and take Tampa as well, mostly because it's the Raiders.
Yeah.
All right, next we have another division rivalry game, but this time out west with the Arizona Cardinals, who need to go back to school, hosting the Seahawks.
Yeah, I like your little rant there about the Cardinals there.
It was so dumb. A touchdown beats you regardless. 3 points does not help you.
No.
I don't agree with Greg Olson on a lot of things when he's doing commentary, but he and I said the exact same thing at the exact same time. You should
True.
go for it.
True.
And they didn't. And I'm just like I threw my pen.
Yeah.
I had my pen out writing down the scores, and I seen them go for 3, and I threw it because you're dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, Seattle there, they won big there, but bear in mind it was against the Jets there. And did you see that big guy there recovering an interception and taking it all the way for a touchdown?
I did, yeah. That was a long way. It was a 96-yarder or something, right?
Yeah. He needs to go to the oxygen tank after that one.
Indeed. Good job, big fella. We love big fella TDs, though.
Exactly.
So that was really fun. But also, they didn't really win big. It was 26-21. So, in
Yeah.
my opinion, they kind of snuck by. But
Yeah.
also, Aaron Rodgers did Aaron Rodgers things and threw a pick late and threw a couple of incompletions on the final drive. So,
Yeah.
they were saved by the old man.
True.
Do you think they'll be saved by the stupidity that is Arizona?
Yeah, I think they might there. But I'm going to go with my specialty on this one there, and
I
I'm going to
agree.
say the Seahawks barely scraped by over Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right. Although their tight end, whose name I cannot remember for the life of me right now,
Mm-hmm.
and is making me very mad.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. I need his name.
Okie dokie.
Uh,
Google to the rescue.
yes. Google to the rescue. Cardinals tight end. Because I liked you. Trey McBride. Trey McBride had himself a good game, in my opinion. I was very happy to see what he was doing, and it makes me even more sad that they were so stupid and took that win away. Because he was very good against the Vikings, in my opinion. So don't discount that as well. But yes, out of spite, pure spite, I am going with Seattle.
Okay.
Next up, we have the Bills, who have already clinched their division, going to the Rams.
Yeah, to me, they're not going to rest on their laurels by winning the division. They want the number one seed, in my opinion.
Yes, they are out for Chief blood.
Yeah,
I agree.
exactly. and they might be able to there if uh, if the Chiefs slip up one way or another there.
Right. Like if the Bills remain perfect, well, as perfect as you can be,
Mm-hmm.
and the Chiefs stumble even once,
Mm-hmm.
the Bills have the number one seed in the AFC, and I think that's exactly what they want. So I'm with you. I don't think they're going to rest, and I think that is going to kind of spell doom for
Mm-hmm.
the Rams.
Yeah, they're like sharks. They're smelling blood there and getting ready to pounce there.
Yep. Circle the wagons.
True. Yeah, Josh Allen could be early candidate for MVP. Him or Saquon Barkley, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I would love for it to go to not a quarterback. Dad had a good point. We were talking about the MVP race, and he
Mm-hmm.
said that they should have it in categories. You know,
Sure.
QB MVP, running back MVP, wide receiver MVP.
Yeah.
Because like you can't just pick one player of the entire league
That,
because it's always going to go to the quarterback, which is not fair to players like Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra St. Brown, people like that. So I think that they should expand upon that a little bit for the awards season, but they're not going to.
mm-hmm.
But
No.
based on what you're saying, I think we're in agreement, and we're going to go ahead and take the Bills on the road.
Yeah, obviously they're with apologies to the Rams wide receiving core of Puka Nakua and Cooper Cup there.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe they can surprise some people over on the West Coast, but I'm going to go ahead and take Buffalo anyway.
Yeah, circle the wagons.
Yep, indeed. All right, so this game makes me sad because I can kind of see where it's going or where it could go.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears and the 49ers.
Yeah, this one scares me as well, similar to what the Packers Lions game is to me there.
Yeah, because like I think this is prime upset potential, but I'm me. And do we really see me taking Chicago over San Francisco?
Yeah, obviously they're the Bears. Hopefully, better coaching will help them do better there.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah,
That's honestly what I'm afraid of. And the Niners have not looked good. They haven't
no,
looked strong. They've lost Christian McCaffrey for the rest of the season, more than likely.
true.
Well, the coach said like at least 6 weeks, as if they're going to actually make it deep into the playoffs. Like Shanahan, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, that ship has sailed.
yeah,
You disappoint
yeah.
me.
That yeah, that's a long shot in my opinion. There.
Yeah, I don't have much faith in it. And yes, I'm pushing this out into the universe to hopefully jinx it and say that they will. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, what say you
And
on this game? Do we see an upset happening?
in my opinion, I'm going to say no. There, I flipped the coin there, and it landed on head. So head to me is the home team there. So I'm going to go with the Niners over the Bears in this, and I'm going to go with my specialty on this one.
Unfortunately, I agree. I think it's going to be a lot closer than it should be, and I'm taking the Niners as well. But I
Mm-hmm.
almost made myself sad thinking that I should have
Yeah.
taken the Bears. I almost did. I really did. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we will see. Next, we have the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Yeah. This is a big divisional rivalry game there, in my opinion.
It
There.
is. It is. This could definitely like we talked about earlier with the Bills locking up the number one seed. This could be the game where they do it
Yeah.
in.
True. Yeah. Because obviously the Chargers, in my opinion, are a tough team to battle against there.
They have their moments. Like they're very fleetingly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
They like one week they come out guns blazing, great offense, clicking, defense is solid, and then the
Yeah.
next they, nearly get beat by Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And obviously both coaches are real experienced there in Harbaugh and Andy Reid.
right now, if we're going coach to coach, I give Andy Reid the advantage. I like him a
Mm-hmm.
lot more. I think he's more
Mm-hmm.
seasoned. I like his coaching style a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So for that advantage, I'm going Chiefs. For the defensive advantage, I'm kind of leaning towards the Chargers on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the offensive advantage, I'm leaning Chiefs. So
Yeah.
it's honestly a really close game.
True. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to go with my specialty on this one as well. There.
Again.
Yeah. And I'm going to go with a big upset here. I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road to
Ooh.
upset the Chiefs there, probably by a field goal or less.
You know what? I respect that, and I nearly did the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't make myself do it. This is another one of those I'm playing for the splits because I knew that SDS was going to take anybody but the Chiefs because he hates Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew he was going to ride the Harbaugh train.
Yep.
So I took the Chiefs to purposely split with him on that one. All right, next is my game of hope. The
Mm-hmm.
Bengals and the Cowboys.
Yeah. Uh, did you hear what ESPN Plus is doing for this game there
No, I did
Monday
not.
night? They're going to make it a Simpsons special there. If you're a fan of that show, anime show.
A, a Simpsons special?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Like like one team is coached by Homer and the other team's coached by Bart.
They made Mike McCarthy Homer, didn't they? That is so
Probably.
rude.
I forget now there
That is
how that
so
goes.
rude. I love it, but that's so rude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he is Homer if you look at it. Like he looks like Homer.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think it's kind of cute though.
It
They're
is,
doing
yeah.
that.
I mean, well, it kind of reminds me of Nickelodeon's like slime games where they have football over there and they have like Patrick Star on commentary
True.
roasting Russell Wilson. One of the
True.
greatest clips of all time.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the Simpsons can do anything similarly. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll roast
Mm-hmm.
Mike McCarthy or Jerry Jones to his face. That'd be great.
Yeah. Exactly. There. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
Obviously, Bengals need a bounce back win because they're pretty much on the road to missing the playoffs there.
I think just like with San Francisco, the Bengals season is Jover.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I unfortunately Joe Burrow has played so well
Yeah.
and the team is not helping him in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
So this, like I said earlier when I said this was my game of hope, I'm
Yeah.
taking Cincinnati because I really hope that Joe Burrow can get at least another win before the season
Yeah.
ends because like he deserves it. He really
Yeah.
does.
100% agree with you there. And obviously, the Cowboys are playing spoiler there with Cooper Rush at the helm there.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And I mean, who knows? Maybe they can spoil some things, but I just hope that it doesn't happen this week because
Sure.
I want Cincinnati to do well. I like them, So the only
Sure.
one on that team I don't actually like is Jamar Chase, and that's just because he's a total diva.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this week we only have two splits there.
We do, which is shocking, actually.
Yeah. Not too bad there.
No, not bad at all.
So that's how we think of week 14. It's now time to find out how our friends feel with their picks.
So, first up, we have John, who went with the Packers. Thank you for calling the Favoritism Hotline. This is John speaking from the Packers department. How may I help you rig your game today? And then he took the Titans, the Dolphins out of spite, the Vikings, the Saints, Eagles, Steelers, BUCS, Seahawks because he's a homer, Rams, the 49ers, say it with me,
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs, because of course, and the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got SDS, who took the Lions, saying that they're due for a loss, but not this week. The Steelers, the Giants making the pick because of science.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins, the Titans, the Vikings, saying no Kirk cringe revenge game this week. The Eagles, the BUCS, the Seahawks, 49ers, the Bills. The Chargers, saying petition to send John to a remote island by himself with no access to anything football related has been officially opened.
Mhm.
And the Bengals. And then we have Troll. The always fun Troll.
My buddy.
Your buddy. Packers, Browns, Giants. Jets versus Dolphins. I don't know. Mud wrestling with Steve, I guess.
Obviously, I'm taking 2 on the Dolphins there.
And he's trusting the Jets because of that.
Oh, God. Good luck with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, good luck with that one. Of all the games to choose to have this kind of thing, you chose the Jets game. I appreciate you. And then we have Jags versus Titans. Best 2 out of 3. So you took the Titans.
Yep.
He took the Jags.
Okay.
Vikings, Panthers, Raiders, Cardinals, Bears, Rams, Chargers, and Cowboys. So you have 2 confirmed splits with him at the very least.
Yep.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Buff, who took the Lions, Titans, Dolphins, Vikings, Giants, Eagles, Steelers, BUCS, Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Chiefs, and Cowboys. Followed by Papa Agron. Packers over Lions, Browns over Steelers, Saints over the Giants, Jets over Dolphins, Jaguars over Titans, Falcons over Vikings, Panthers over the Eagles, Raiders over the BUCS, Seahawks over Cardinals, Bears over the 49ers, Bills over Rams, Chargers over Chiefs, and Bengals over Cowboys. Which was very surprising that he would go against his Cowboys, but we'll see how that works out for you.
Yeah.
And then Beggars. Lions, Vikings, Saints, Titans, BUCS, Steelers, Eagles, Dolphins, Seahawks, Bills, Bears, Chiefs, and Bengals. Rev is next with Lions, Dolphins, Titans, Falcons, Saints, Eagles, Steelers, BUCS, Cardinals, Bills, 49ers, his Chargers, and the Bengals.
Okay. So I'm not alone on the Chargers pick.
Nope, you are sure not. I knew that he would take them because that's his team. So I knew that you would have some people helping you out.
Okay.
And then we have Savage Owl with Lions, Titans, Dolphins, Vikings, Saints, Eagles, Steelers, BUCS, Cardinals, Bills, 49ers, Chiefs, and Cowboys. And then finally, we have Draz. Packers beat the Lions. Again, I knew that he was going to do that. Steelers beat the Browns. Saints beat Giants. Dolphins beat Jets. Titans beat Jags. Vikings beat the Falcons. Eagles beat the Panthers. Buccaneers beat Raiders. Cardinals beat Seahawks. 49ers beat the Bears. Bills beat Rams. Chargers beat the Chiefs. And Bengals beat Cowboys. So you've got a few who are kind of on your side for that.
Yeah.
So that is good.
Yeah.
So thank you as always for joining me.
Not a problem there. And obviously on behalf of Joy, please like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell for all her future videos on here.
Yep, exactly. Because like I said, it is getting down to the nitty gritty of the season, and I can't wait for the playoffs to start and see how everything kind of fleshes itself out.
And thank you to members there who subscribe to your channel.
Yep, Richard, Sandra, George, and Aracelis, thank you as well. And thank you to everybody who is participating in the Pickems League this year. With hopefully even more to come next year. I think that'll be really fun. So we will catch you guys next week for week 15 of the Pickems podcast.
Thank you all. See you all next week.